Cybersecurity playbooks ideas. How can you improve your playbooks? What are the good playbooks versus bad playbooks? In my previous video, I gave an architecture idea. So if you're a SOC analyst for the few years, engineer or analyst, your next job may be to think as an architect because you want to move up. So what would you do in those situations where must have learned? So I'll give you some example. When I was writing those Azure Sentinel stuff and putting some tutorial which you still watch, there are some good and bad example, and one of the bad example I can give you is auto disabling the user after one alert. So impossible travel was, in according to knowledge I have, 5 years ago was introduced by Microsoft, or at least I have seen it in Azure or Sentinel. I'm not sure about other products. So when I was doing some preview or beta version testing, impossible travel was one of them. And I've seen people doing it, and one of the bad example is if a user log in from one location to another, maybe we can achieve it by doing a VPN, and I can change my location from Northeast New Jersey to California. Alert will be triggered in the system in Microsoft as impossible travel because I changed my location within 5 minutes is not possible. But I did a VPN and my VPN gateway is somewhere else. So I'm still a legitimate user, but if their playbook which see this error and disable my account, guess what? It's a nightmare, it's a disaster because that particular person, in that case not me, for example, accountant, CFO, any important business person. So if account gets blocked, this is a very, very bad example because you just disabled the account with your playbook when somebody just changed the location. So how do you improve that? What is the criteria? So I'll give you some ideas I've noted down, and then you can turn this a bad playbook into a good one. So in that playbook, we'll have to look at successful last login location, which in this case is change. So what else can we check? Because if that location has been changed, so let's talk about it. What is the new or other criteria? So if the location is changed, then next thing what you may want to think is if the device is compliant or not, which is, of course, if the same user has changed the location but the device is the same, it will give you more confidence because that user is using the same device. It's not coming from a different device because before they use the same Windows version and device is approved by your company's own device, versus somebody use Windows and Linux and jumping around different operating system. So that's another check which will satisfy the requirement that person has changed the location, but device is still the same. But you still want to take it to extra level. Then another layer for verification you can do is if the MFA was used or not. Because if you have set up the policy that someone changed the location, you have to enforce the policy to re-authenticate, which in that case, if that person log in from a different location, they should have authenticated on MFA. And if a MFA was successful, that's another check. So if the location is changed, device is compliant, MFA authentication is done, which is another proof. And third thing you may want to check, if you have access to, or you can reach out to that person, maybe they have called you on the phone or whichever the case is, to check if they're traveling or not, right? That is a manual process, but that usually happens if you're a CFO, CXO, people, there's admin and secretary are available, their calendars are always updated. So that may be another very good valid checkpoint for you to make sure they're traveling or not. If they're traveling, then obviously. And you may want to look at the sign-in risk and all that. So if you still want to automate, you can develop those. So you can automate it. You can have some manual. So how much automation you can do, depending the feature and capabilities available. But if you want to go extra mile, which I added the human factor in that playbook as a SOC analyst, you pick up the phone call and then. So idea is that you can do automation, but you cannot do the 100% automation in 100% of each and every cases. And these are a scenario when you are writing those playbook. Keep in mind, think about it. Okay, what could happen? At the end of the day, you want to have a best user experience. You want to avoid alerts and error. That can cause problem because 9 to 5 is fine. But what if you keep getting alert and automation done just based on one criteria and disable that account at 11 p.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning, or somebody's traveling in a different time zone, or you are in a different time zone, right? So this is the way you can avoid it and improve the user experience, and also do some mature cybersecurity practice. And you can impress your bosses. You can make and have some happy customer. So that being said, I hope this information is helpful. Let me know in the comment. And as I said in the videos, do let me know what your location is. Which country are you from? US, Canada, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, wherever you are. It will help me because I'm trying to bring and thinking of doing some contest in your country. So this will help me. So you help me, I'll help you. And then, being said, I'll see you in my next video, different topic. I hope this is helpful. Thank you.